Is your market in a housing shortage? How in the world could you possibly know that? Is it because you're listening to the pundits and the news? Well, I got news for you. They are lying to you. And in this video, I am going to show you exactly how to calculate using free resources, the math involved in determining whether your market has a housing shortage, whether it's for own or for rent. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so below so that you don't ever miss videos like this. So let's get started. Calculating current household demand, how to determine if there is a housing shortage in your market. So let's start with total population. And where do we find this information? So if you go to census.gov/quickfacts, you can get this information for free. So the first thing we need to know for your market is, what is the total population? In our example here, we are going to use 100,000. Next, we need to know how many group quarters are in the market, because we have to subtract out group quarters. Group quarters are considered non-household population. Things like prisons, on-base military housing, on-campus student housing, places like that. We want to subtract them out from the total so that we can get our household population. In this case, it is 99,000. Next, we need to divide the number of people per household. Again, you get this number at Census QuickFacts, same exact place you got population. Throw that number in there, divide that 99,000 by 2.5, and that will give you how many households there are in your market based on 100,000 population and a people per household of 2.5. So now that we know we need 39,600 households, we need to determine how many do we need for renters. So if we multiply the owner-renter ratio, otherwise known as tenure, and again, you can get this at census.gov. Now it's going to give you the owner percentage. All we need is the inverse of that. So if you take 1 minus whatever that number was, in this case, we're going to say it was 0.67. Really, it should say 0.68 because that math doesn't match. So we're going to say 32%. So you do 1 minus 0.68. That says 32%. So you multiply 39,600 times 0.32, 67. We all screw up. I'm not even going to edit this. That'll be fine. All right. And what that's going to give us is the total number of rental households. Now, remember, a household is an occupied unit. And if it is a vacant unit, it is not considered a household. It is just a unit. It's space. But if there are people occupying it, whether it's one or more people, then that is considered a household. So we currently have a demand of 12,672 rental households in the market. Now, we don't want to ever be at 100%. So let's say our long-term occupancy average for this market is 93% or 7% vacancy, however you want to look at it. We need to divide up. We want to factor in that vacancy percentage. So 12,672 divided by 0.93 will give us a total rental demand of 13,626 households, leaving us with a 7% vacancy, which is what we want for a stabilized market in this example. Well, now we need to know, is your market an oversupply or not? Or, like the news says, is there a shortage of housing? So first we take the total housing units, and you can go to data.onlineathens.com/census to find out how many total units, that's number of properties, rooftops, or in apartments, you can have multiple units under one rooftop. For single family homes, those are rooftops. How many are in the market? We multiply that by our vacant housing units. Again, data.onlineathens.com/census will tell you how many units are vacant in the market. And that tells us that we have 2,905 total vacant units. Next, we take those total housing units again. We subtract the total vacant units, and that says we have total occupied housing units, or should have total occupied housing units of 38,595. Again, we want to, hey, I got the 0.68 right this time. We want to factor in that owner-renter ratio so we can determine what the rental demand is. And now, or renting supply. So now we know that for rental housing units, we need 12,350 based on total housing units in the market, or there are 12,350 housing units in the market. Next, we take the total vacant housing units and we multiply that times our renter ratio, and that tells us that of the total vacant units, 930 are renter vacant units. We then take our total occupied rental housing units and we add the vacant renter units, and that says we have a total supply of 13,280 units, total units in the market. Demand minus supply equals gap or oversupply. So the first calculation we did was demand. What was the demand for total number of households? Then we did units. That's our supply. So our total rental households demand was 13,626. Our total rental units or supply was 13,280. So in this case, we do have a gap of 346 units. So there is a housing demand in this market. They are short 346 units. It's that simple. Free resources to go find the information, plug it into these calculations, and you can determine whether you have a housing shortage in your market or not. So if you want the how-to education to determine which markets are going to rebound the fastest coming out of the recession that we're getting ready to enter into, some will say we're already there, register for my free recording of the multifamily masterclass that I taught on March 20th, 2023. There's a link in the description below this video, or if you're fast enough and you like to write out a long URL, then here is the website address. You could just go to that web address and be able to access that masterclass. It's about an hour and a half long, and I dive deep into determining which markets are going to rebound the fastest, which will be the demand coming out of the recession. So again, if you liked this video, please hit the like button. Right next to it is the share button. Share it to those you think would find this valuable as well. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to ring the little bell and get notified anytime I do one of these videos. I appreciate you. This is David Monroe, CCIM, and I will see you on my next training.